Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of NXT. And tonight, we figure out who your new NXT Tag Team Champions are. And we got ourselves a new team here in NXT of Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss. From what we're being told, Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss, obviously a new form tag team like we mentioned, but Drew Gulak has seen a lot in Madcap Moss, a relatively new prospect here in NXT, and Drew Gulak is choosing to take him under his wing, and no better time to do it is in a tag team matchup, not just for tonight, but if they win this matchup and then they go to the finals, the main event tonight, they could walk out with the NXT Tag Team Championships. So we'll have to wait and see how Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss fare tonight live here on NXT. But like I mentioned, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have a great night ahead of you. We have the NXT Women's Championship. We're going to be found out who's going to be the new NXT Women's Champion after Emma is having some visa issues and she'll be out for a good while. As here comes Madcap Moss. But like I mentioned, new crowning of the NXT Women's Championship later on tonight, as well as the NXT Champion CM Punk. He is in action against the former NXT Champion Carmelo Hayes later on tonight. Plus much more on this highly anticipated episode of NXT. And we also forgot to mention that there's a 6-woman battle royal to replace Peyton Royce, as the Miss Money in the Bank, Peyton Royce, has decided not to resign here on NXT. So unfortunately, we had to strip her of that Money in the Bank briefcase. And tonight, we will figure out who takes that briefcase away from her later on tonight. But I'm really looking forward to this tag team matchup to open us up, because the first 2 tag team matches tonight, we're going to be figuring out who is going to be heading to the finals, as the winners will be facing off in the main event for those NXT Tag Team Championships. And there is Jon Moxley, the NXT North American Champion. How do you think Jon Moxley is going to be faring tonight, ladies and gentlemen? As we are just 5 weeks away from the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view Great American Bash. We got to figure out who Jon Moxley will be facing, but tonight we'll figure out if he not only will be holding the North American Championship, he very well could be walking out with those NXT Tag Team Championships alongside Bryan Danielson. It's going to be a heck of a night. The future's definitely bright. You got to deal with adjustments, things on the fly. Contracts come to a head, unfortunately. Peyton Royce wanted probably a longer deal, more, guarantees probably. We don't know the whole thing, but unfortunately we don't know if she'll ever be back here in NXT. But, like I said, Bret Hart's going to have to adjust on the fly. As now, here comes the former WWE Champion, Bryan Danielson. One of the best technical wrestlers you're going to see here in all of WWE. It does not matter what brand, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. One of the damn best you're ever going to see. The technical ability, the submissions, just him running around that whole ring. It's just awesome to see him be able to bring back all that stuff, and especially being signed back here to NXT. It'd be nice to see a Blackpool Combat Club being able to, have technically 2 championships around their waist. Well, I guess you could say 3, because obviously you'd have the NXT Tag Team Championships and the North American Championships. And so a total of 3, but 2 people holding a total of 3 championships. But you can't count out Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss. Yes, they're not. This is going to be their very first tag team matchup together, so there might be some flaws. You never know. Probably going to keep Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley on their toes for sure in this matchup. But I'm actually looking forward to Drew Gulak and Bryan Danielson getting on their hands on each other, because they're just so technically sound in the middle of that ring. Here we go, referee rings that bell. Here we go, Drew Gulak and Jon Moxley going at it to kick us off.
Two teams with a desire to steal the show.
Now Gulak going to attack that left quad. Why not? If you're Gulak, you got to stay on him. And now Gulak going to give Madcap Moss some time here. Should be very interesting to see how Madcap Moss is going to be faring tonight. We've seen a handful of matches for Madcap Moss here in NXT. Future's definitely bright for this young man. And definitely with NXT, this will definitely give him plenty of time to, maybe, get ready for a Raw or SmackDown appearance in the coming years. That's obviously a lot of superstars' goals, you would think, honestly, is, you get signed to NXT, you want to prove your worth for a couple years, months, whatever it may be. And then, if Raw and SmackDown are looking for another talent, looking for more depth to their roster, be like, hey, so-and-so is looking good. I'm very impressed with them. I'm looking to get a trade going. What are you thinking? Especially if you're able to knock off the current North American champion, Jon Moxley. Moxley is a former United States champion, former tag team champion with Seth Rollins on SmackDown at one time, as well as Bryan Danielson, a former WWE champion in his own right. So if Madcap Moss can somehow outlast Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson, that's huge kudos for Madcap Moss. As here we go with the tag. Here comes Bryan Danielson, one of the most technically sound wrestlers in all of WWE. Madcap Moss is going to get a little taste of that here. Oh my goodness. Big knee strike there to Moss. Pinfall opportunity, but there is a rope break. But coming up after this big time tag team matchup, we go to the other tag team matchup. So tonight, after this matchup, we will see the team of the Creed brothers, and you're going to see the Maharajas, as you're going to see Shanky and Veer. They're going to tag team appearance tonight. They'll be their debut as a tag team. We've seen Veer in a couple handfuls of matches, I guess. Not too many, I guess to say. Maybe a handful is what I'm trying to say. With Bryan Danielson trying to get the crowd behind him, and right here, this is what I'm looking for. Two technically sound wrestlers going to go at it. Let's see if they can at least get a little tease going between both the superstars. Like, can you just show us like that wrestling prowess and show us why they're so technically sound in the middle of this ring? It's a nice German suplex there from Drew Gulak. And for Gulak, for sure, he would love to not only put Blackpool Combat Club in their place, but also, show this whole NXT Tag Team division how that, he's been overlooked for so many years here in WWE. From appearances on Raw and SmackDown over the years, has not been able to get that opportunity, but here in NXT, very well might be able to. As here comes Madcap Moss with a huge clothesline, takes down Bryan Danielson. And that's what's firing up Madcap Moss right now. But for Madcap, you got to stay on him. You cannot let Bryan get any breathers whatsoever. Bryan Danielson can do a 60, 90, 120 minute Iron Man match if he really wanted to. His stamina is up there with the best of the best. Madcap Moss making sure that Bryan couldn't go for a tag there. That's what I'm talking about. Madcap Moss needs to make sure he stays on him. He cannot let him try to go for a tag. A little pump fake and hits him with that pump away slam. Or fall away slam, pardon me. Key reversal from Bryan. Let's see if he can get himself back in this matchup here. Oh, Bryan Danielson. Uh-oh. Nice neck breaker. Slowly but surely. That's all that Blackpool Combat Club have to do in this matchup here. My thing is for, Bryan and Jon Moxley is, obviously you can't look past this tag team, but, you definitely gotta like their favor, I guess you could say, like their possibilities, especially in the next tag team match. I'm not trying to look past Shanky or Veer, but I think the Creed brothers definitely have more momentum compared to them, as Gulak makes the save for Madcap Moss. A little collar elbow tie between both men. There's some mutual respect between both of those superstars. So Moxley trying to get involved with Madcap Moss here at ringside. Oh, big punch there from Bryan Danielson. I thought there was some mutual respect as they go back and forth there briefly. Here comes a tag. Here comes your North American champion, Jon Moxley. Oh, look at those big haymakers, and then Madcap Moss with a fall away slam once again. Keeping on the pressure there of Jon Moxley. Oh, nice cutter out of nowhere from Moxley. It seems like you want to take out my partner. Madcap Moss is going to take out Bryan Danielson, making it a one-on-one contest right now. And oh, look at this scoop power slam, making it look oh so easy. Madcap Moss is very underrated. I'm very curious to see how Madcap is going to be going here for sure. Like I mentioned, handful of matches here in NXT, but you know, it's one of those things where you gotta continue having a groove, having matches week after week. You know, that would definitely make you better. Even if you happen to lose it, you know, you gotta make a name for yourself one way or another. Moxley's gonna try to get a tag here, trying to get to the corner, and he does. Here comes the former WWE champion, going right just like that. Turning that left knee inside out there of Madcap Moss. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Madcap. Oh! What a punchline there from Madcap Moss. Brutal neck breaker, but Moxley right there to break it up, keeping the Blackpool Combat Club in this matchup a little bit longer. And now Madcap Moss, a little bit slower in that exchange. Oh! Backbreaker into a flatliner. And now Bryan. Looks like he's going to get a tag. Rightfully so. I think Madcap Moss could have been definitely on something right there. Possibly maybe able to pick up a win over Bryan if he took too much damage. Oh my goodness. These superstars have to be so careful with those maneuvers. You're going to blow out your opponent's knee. Only there's a handful of superstars, obviously, that are going to hurt their opponent on purpose with no respect whatsoever. But, you know, I think these superstars will care to an extent. It's Moxley, brutal knee to the midsection. All for the opportunity to go to the finals later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Where in the finals, you get an opportunity to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. And unfortunately, the Grizzled Young Veterans are no longer the NXT Tag Team Champions, being let go as a running knee strike from Moxley. Could that be enough? Referee right there to make sure, but nope. Plenty more to come here in this tag team match. And now Moxley, brutal backbreaker right there in that lower. Honestly, it looks like the middle of the back, but definitely could have targeted the ribs for sure. Looks like the Blackpool Combat Club just doing a lot of frequent tags in this matchup so that they don't necessarily take too much damage. And now, oh, Moxley, not Moxley, but Bryan being just pushed away with this maneuver, trying to go for that drop kick, it seemed. As Madcap Moss setting up Bryan here. We saw this earlier on tonight. The punchline from Madcap. Brutal neck breaker. Will that be enough? But no. Jon Moxley once again right there to save Bryan. Madcap now sick of it. Madcap, go for the pinfall again. See if you can quickly get a 3 count. At least that's what I would try to do, but every superstar is different. As off the ropes we go. Running knee. Running knee strike. That honestly could be enough. Oh, the Gulak right there to break it up. For Bryan, get a sense of a little bit of frustration. Probably if this was a singles matchup, Bryan probably wins this, but with it being a tag team match, it's a little bit harder. And now Bryan once again gonna go for the tag. Here comes your North American champion once again, looking to fend off Madcap Moss. And if I was Moxley, I probably wouldn't have went after him, but I mean, that's Jon Moxley for you. A little crazy up in the head. You could literally breathe on him and he'd probably be busted wide open, honestly. And like we mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, a couple championship matches later on tonight. Like we mentioned, the main event is going to be for the NXT Tag Team Championships, but also the NXT Women's Championship will be on the line later on tonight as the team of Cora Jade and Roxanne. Normally they're a tag team, but Bret Hart has decided these two women will get the opportunity to become the new NXT Women's Champion. As well as there is a 6-woman battle royal to determine the next Miss Money in the Bank. Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss working quite well together tonight. For a tag team that's never worked a match together, they're working really good so far. Drew Gulak keeping Madcap Moss in line, making sure that they can work against the likes of a John Moxley and a Bryan Danielson. Moxley in trouble here. Gulak maybe going to try to put him away. No, Moxley. Oh, Moxley with a pile driver. That is not going to be feeling too good. Moxley going to drag him away from the ropes. Veteran maneuver there from Moxley. Will that be enough for Blackpool Combat Club? 1, 2. No. Strong kick out there. How much more is left in the tank for Gulak? Oh, wait a minute. Gulak, brutal neck breaker. Neck breaker suplex. That's what I'm at least going to call it. Either way, very effective. And now, will that get a massive tag team win for the team of Madcap Moss and Drew Gulak? No. Bryan Danielson saving Moxley once again. Gulak doesn't care. He's going to go after every single one of them. No, wait a minute. Submission. Submission hold here on Moxley. Imagine if the North American champion makes him tap out. Uh-oh. Moxley, he might. He's trying to get a breather. I don't think he's going to survive. But Bryan, right there to finally break it up. And oh no. Uh-oh, electric chair there to Bryan. Drew Gulak is literally taking Bryan and John Moxley to school right now. These two need to have a front row ticket because this is just putting on a clinic right now. As Madcap tosses Moxley back in the ring. Gulak just going to town there on Bryan. Now Gulak going to go high risk. Normally it's a no-fly zone for Gulak, but he's going to make it a rare appearance. Oh no. Moxley with a reversal. We'll see if Moxley can make him pay for it. Dirty deeds. Dirty deeds there from Moxley. Is that enough? 2. No, Gulak kicks out again. How much more can you take? Crowd chanting for tag team wrestling as a leg drop from the top. Another pinfall opportunity. 1, 2. Oh, another kick out from Gulak. And now Moxley pointing at you guys at home, saying that the time is now to finish this match. And now Moxley going to bring in Bryan. Maybe Bryan can put it away. One hell of a matchup for both of these teams. Gonna have a winner, gonna have a loser, gonna have a new tag team champions tonight in your main event of the evening. Will we have an experienced tag team like Moxley and Bryan? Or will it be the new tag team of Madcap Moss and Drew Gulak? Beautiful suplex there from the technician, Bryan Danielson. Could that be enough to put him away? Pinfall opportunity for Madcap Moss right there to break it up. And now Bryan spearing him to the outside. Going to do everything in his favor to hurry up and make a pinfall opportunity. And armbar, an armbar. Could he make Bryan tap out? Middle of that ring now, Moxley able to break it up. A little bit of a stalemate. Gulak trying to take Ambrose out of there, or I should say Moxley, pardon me. Ooh, beautiful Pele kick there from Bryan. And now Moxley gonna get the tag. Now Gulak gonna tag in Madcap Moss. And now beautiful lariat, turning him inside out. Oh, wait a minute. Are we gonna see it again? Like we saw earlier on tonight again. The punchline there from Madcap Moss. 2. No. He kicks out once again. Holy crap, what a match. Oh, is he going to do it again? No, he's not. But he's going to go for... Uh-oh. Oh, jackhammer. Beautiful jackhammer there. Is that enough? But no, look at that. Bryan somehow, somebody's able to break it up. Now, if Madcap Moss, I was going to say, if Madcap Moss hits that, I guarantee you this match is over. But Moxley, the veteran, able to get out of that. And now, Moxley, beautiful over the head underhook suplex. And now Moxley looking to put the final touches on this tag team matchup. Moxley, dirty deeds. Is that enough? One. No, Gulak breaks it up. Very unfortunately there for Moxley. And now Moxley raining hell right on the face of Madcap Moss. No opportunity. 1, 2. No, Madcap Moss kicks out again. Moxley just saying, what do I got to do to put this man away? And now, gonna go to the high-risk district. Another leg drop across the chest. And now again, could that be enough? 2, 3 it is. The Blackpool Combat Club walk out with a great win to kick us off. What a match. Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley are heading to the main event for those NXT Tag Team Championships. Will the Blackpool Combat Club be heading to the main event with a win? We'll have to wait and see. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, as here come the Creed brothers. Julius and Brutus of the Creed brothers making their way down to the ring, looking to become next in line. Not just with the win, but the opportunity to become the next NXT Tag Team Champions. We honestly probably wouldn't have been in this situation, possibly, if the Creed brothers would have actually knocked off the Grizzled Young Veterans. For weeks and weeks, the Grizzled Young Veterans were, kind of falling down in the terms of momentum. The Creed brothers had the momentum week after week. Didn't matter if it's a tag team match or singles matches, the Creed brothers had their number. But the Grizzled Young Veterans were able to survive the Creed brothers and walk out the NXT Tag Team Champions. But the injuries to both men of the Grizzled Young Veterans were just too much at the moment, and they were forced to vacate. So now, tonight, we'll be figuring out who they are going to be, or I should say who's the next NXT Tag Team Champions. Will it be Shanky? It's Shanky, Veer, and Jinder Mahal, ladies and gentlemen. Jinder Mahal says that he's back to NXT to change his career. He said his career on Raw and SmackDown, he picked up some wins and whatnot, and it didn't lead him to the promised land. So he wanted to come back to where it all started, and that being down here in NXT. And now here comes Veer Mahan, very dangerous superstar. We've seen a handful of matches from Veer, but from Veer, a whole different ball game. Not going from singles action, this is tag team action. And with how the rebuild is going here in the NXT Tag Team division, I think Veer, Shanky being leaded by Jinder Mahal, I think there's plenty of potential. Jinder Mahal, pardon me, may very well have I'm saying he's going to become champion here for all the way from now to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, which is, months and months away, almost a whole year away, you could say. But, there's definitely potential in Jinder Mahal, and he's going to have to work on it. And so it looks like Shanky and Brutus kick us off. Here we go. Oh, referee thrown like a lawn dart up in the air. Now Shanky, big stomp to the midsection of Brutus. We're already going to have Veer Mahan make his way into this matchup. We'll see how Brutus can do here. Oh my goodness, he's being very brutal. No pun intended. An absolute brute in the middle of that ring. Luthet's press here from Veer Mahan, beating the living crap out of Brutus. Creed brothers are no joke, man. One of the best here in NXT for sure. They've definitely showcased it over the months here in NXT ever since being debuted here. We've already had a win over the Revival, Cash and Dax Harwood. And we will definitely see the Revival for sure here in NXT. We don't know exactly when again, but the Revival are still contracted here to NXT. And we'll see if they'll make a presence here in the NXT future. Has a big elbow. And look at this. Look how tall Shanky is, man. I think for Shanky, if he gets some more muscle to him, I think honestly he could be a beast. I'm not saying he can't be a beast with how he looks right now, but I think if he gains a little bit of muscle and everything like that, I think he be almost like an Omos, honestly. But, all superstars can't be built the same. Shanky almost looks like a basketball player in the terms of just how tall he is. Throw it down to him to the post. Easy 2 points. That's Veer Mahan with a brutal punch to the midsection. This is all for an opportunity to get those NXT Tag Team Championships around their waist in the main event. As we just witnessed Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley with a win tonight, they were able to punch their ticket to the main event tonight. The question is, who are they going to be facing? Will it be the ever impressive Creed brothers, or will it be Shanky and Veer Mahan? Let's look at this ankle lock. Ankle lock here, but Veer Mahan able to get out of it, but the damage though, as again, Luthez press. Little by little. Doesn't have to be the biggest maneuver. Just keep your opponent off guard. Do something they wouldn't expect. As here we go. Big tag. Here comes Brutus back inside the ring. Trying to go for a shoulder tackle there, but Veer Mahan kind of shrugged it off. But I think this next maneuver, he's not going to be able to shrug off here as he eats a top turnbuckle right there. Surely not going to be feeling too good. And now, big knee to the chest here. And I think a lot of people are going to be looking past Veer Mahan, Jinder Mahal, and Shanky for sure. But, with how underrated this team is and just as a singles individuals, I think, their potential is through the roof. Just have to get opportunities. It's a lot of superstars where one win will polarize them to, get them to the biggest opportunity of their whole life. I can say that about Apollo Crews there on SmackDown. Well, didn't have the best win-loss record there for the longest time, and then had a win over Adolph Ziggler, who was beforehand became was the United States champion, and then Dean Ambrose at that time was his name, would lose to Apollo Crews, and eventually, Apollo Crews became the United States champion, one of the longest reigning United States champion we've seen in the longest time there on SmackDown, and then would have a strong reign as SmackDown Tag Team Champions with himself and Buddy Murphy. Didn't have the longest reign with the WWE Championship. Look at this. This bear hug maneuver. Usually you hug him around the waist, but he's just hugging around that arm. That very well could be enough. But Julius, did Julius break it up? No, he didn't. Julius didn't break it up. Veer Mahan was right there. Oh, but Brutus, can he get out of it? Oh, it looks like he is. Oh, and a big forearm takedown there. We'll see if Brutus can put away the big man. And oh my goodness. How impressive is that? Pick up a 7-foot monster like Shanky. Now Julius just keeping an eye on Veer Mahan. Oh my, you see that forearm? Look at that blood that cut right above that left eye. Or I should say right eye, pardon me. And now Veer Mahan going to put Julius in his place, pardon me, but a big knee, keeping him right on Shanky. If I'm referee, we might have to stop this match briefly, but just because of that cut on the face. And now, Veer Mahan going to get tagged in this matchup. Beautiful forearm strike there. Julius not slowing down the matchup. He doesn't care who's tagged in this ring. It's all for the opportunity to punch your ticket to the main event for those tag team championships. And who could potentially be walking into NXT TakeOver Great American Bash as the NXT Tag Team Champions? Pinfall attempt. Will this be enough? No, strong kick out. Slowly but surely, man. And with the wins for Creed Brothers over these last couple of months, like I mentioned, over since the Brutus and Julius have debuted here in NXT, I think it's just how they've been working out quite well together. And oh my goodness, a shooting star press. Veer Mahan rolling out of the ring. And Julius didn't take too kind of that. A little cheap shot there to Shanky. Put him as a place. And a beautiful exploder suplex takes down Veer Mahan. Veer Mahan is in trouble right now. Uh-oh. Trying to go for the ankle lock. But now Veer Mahan, just the strength and power of that man made that look oh so easy as it connects with a brutal DDT. Could this be the opportunity for Veer Mahan to pick up a win? Not yet, but you never know. Big time maneuver from either Shanky or Veer very well could change the momentum of this matchup. Spear! Spear out of nowhere there from Julius. That blood just still flowing. At least to get some material to fix open that wound as that drop kick right to that open eye. It's not something every day you want to be dealing with or expect to have yourself get opened up. Big haymaker there from Julius, then a forearm strike. Just trying to keep the big man down at all costs. And now Julius. Maybe tag to. No, he's not going to get a tag. Trying to go for. I think he's trying to go for like an under the leg type of maneuver. Didn't work out in his favor at that time, but pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? Rope break. Veer Mahan would have broken it up anyway. And just like that, Brutus easily just tossing Veer out like he's a paperweight. Starting to go in the favor of the Creed brothers right now. Do you feel the momentum going there? And look at these brutal maneuvers there to Veer to the outside. Oh my goodness, right to the right quad, or left quad, pardon me. Can't take too much more damage, Shanky, or this is going to be game over for the Maharajas. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. High risk, high reward situation. Oh my goodness, shooting star press. Is this it? 1, 2, 3 it is. Just like that, the Creed brothers versus the Blackpool Combat Club for the NXT Tag Team Championships. What a tag team match. Look at that shooting star press there. Beautiful maneuver from Julius. Shanky needs to get his eye looked at. Brutal cut on his face. But man, what a match. What a win. And the Creed brothers are getting the opportunity for the NXT Tag Team Championships in your main event tonight. Here we go, Braun Breaker versus A-Kid. Oh, brutal slap to the face. Not gonna back down to Braun Breaker there.
Hey, maybe they shouldn't have taken the bait, right?
It's all about trying to
ringing that bell. Ooh, big spear early on here.
Well, here we go. We shouldn't expect a friendly bit of competition
Gonna
between
do his
these
damnedest to keep down Braun Breaker here. Oh, big kick to the side of the skull. Braun Breaker not starting off too fast here. But when you get this new look superstar, formerly known as A-Kid, trying to make a name for himself here in WWE, it's all you gotta do. There's a lot of times where, you know, you kind of feel like you're getting stale in what you're doing. A-Kid felt like he was doing that exactly, and he's turned into, you know, a little different variation of himself here. Braun Breaker, brutal maneuver. Front body slam there. Braun Breaker feeling himself here. Probably shouldn't have disrespected him. Deserved that slap. It's back and forth we go. But I would not want to get in a slapping contest with a man like Braun Breaker. And if you guys noticed last week here on NXT, Grayson Waller, after picking up a big win last week, he decided to call out Braun Breaker. He's letting him know that he's coming after that NXT United Kingdom Championship. Uh-oh, now Braun Breaker. Oh, no, 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 no. Breaker! Big old power bomb to the outside. Holy crap. Braun Breaker looking to send a message here to Grayson Allen for sure. Braun Breaker! Brutal shoulder tackle. Holy cow. He is not looking too good right now. Braun Breaker, though, for sure, dominating this matchup. Not the type of superstar you want to piss off whatsoever. Braun Breaker just saying he's all about destruction, championships, and money. Oh my goodness, look at brutal. Showing that brutal technical wrestling background right now. Obviously the son of Rick Steiner. We all know Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Braun Breaker, one of the best that we have here in the early stages of NXT. Former NXT champion, two-time NXT United Kingdom champion. Looking to hold on to that United Kingdom championship a little bit longer than his previous reign. And from the looks of it, honestly, he might very well be able to. As he throws him right to those other steps. We might have a count out here. Does Braun Breaker want a count out? Do we get it though? Ooh, but slowly but surely able to get himself back in the ring. Uh-oh, Braun Breaker. Oh, I thought maybe for a second we might see a jackhammer. Could this, look at this, the strength and power. Making it look oh so easy. Pinfall opportunity. Is this going to be enough? Strong kick out though. Braun Breaker, you cannot get frustrated right now. He's done quite well, surprisingly. He's been able to slow down the attempt from his opponent. And now Breaker, spear! Spear from the corner. Is that going to be enough? Oh, he's not done. He's not done. Oh my god, look at this brutal Steiner recliner. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be enough to put away his opponent? Braun Breaker. Nope. Oh, brutal elbow. Stunned him for a second. And we'll see if he can get back in this matchup here. Off the ropes. Beautiful arm drag. Not every day a superstar like this is going to be able to just easily get out of Braun Breaker's maneuvers. Been able to get out of his spear and also that Steiner recliner, and it still was not enough. Resign him. And I know I'm going to butcher the name of this superstar, and I do apologize. It's going to take some time to get used to it. We do know his background, though, formerly known as A-Kid, changing up his look and everything like that. You can go by a different name as well. Oh, big old knife hand chop right there to the chest. That is certainly not going to be feeling too good. And imagine a win over the United Kingdom champion. How that's going to be faring from this young superstar's career. As a beautiful spine buster there from Braun Breaker. Making it look oh so easy, and Braun Breaker just eating this up right now. Telling him this is the end right here. Uh-oh. Belly to belly over the head suplex. He is just playing with his opponent at this very moment. It looks like Braun Breaker may be thinking about a pinfall attempt. Yes, he does. Could this be enough to put him away? 2, 3. Yes, it is. Braun Breaker with an impressive win tonight. Had to dig down deep a little bit, but Braun Breaker, your NXT United Kingdom champion, with a big win in this non-title matchup. I'm actually being told right now Braun Breaker requesting some airtime to confront Grayson Waller here live on NXT. We'll see what the United Kingdom champion has to say about Grayson Waller as Braun Breaker celebrates, but we'll see what Braun has to say here in just a quick second. Man, what a tough match, but let me get this straight though. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. Grayson Waller wants a match with me. I heard about it. I saw you calling me out after your matchup. But Grayson, what makes you think you're even in my league? for me to even give you an opportunity for this NXT United Kingdom Championship? Let me know, Grayson. What do you think? Grayson, I don't think you are worth my time for an NXT United Kingdom Championship match, especially at Great American Bash. But how about this? I'll give you an opportunity. Next week, I pick a hand-pick opponent for you, and if you win it, I'll give you an opportunity at my NXT United Kingdom Championship. How about that, Grayson? I'll see you next week. Here we go. CM Punk, Carmelo Hayes. Both men in the ring. Oh, look at that. CM Punk offering him a handshake. Carmelo Hayes kind of disrespecting him. So CM Punk putting Carmelo Hayes in his place. As referee goes and rings that bell. CM Punk coming right out of the gate. Coming right after Carmelo Hayes. That's how cocky confident this man CM Punk is. Has a big clothesline there. If you guys remember last week here on NXT, CM Punk defeated MJF to become the new #1 contender in that Great American Bash. It is going to be Chris Jericho challenging CM Punk for the NXT Championship. The two best in the world go at it. And we are going to finally figure out who is going to be CM Punk or Chris Jericho. It's like, oh goodness, brutal jumping knee strike there from Punk. And actually after that match between Chris Jericho and MJF, CM Punk would come out and take out Chris Jericho. Or Chris Jericho was taken out by CM Punk. So I'd be very curious to see if Chris Jericho's here tonight. I mean, I personally haven't seen him, but you know, you never know. He's a little bit of a sharpshooter on the outside here. Obviously, it's not going to mean too much, but it definitely will do some damage here. It's Carmelo Hayes, and you know, we got a little bit of a small pass between Carmelo Hayes and CM Punk. It was at NXT Takeover in your house, ladies and gentlemen, where Carmelo Hayes would defeat Braun Breaker to become the new NXT champion, and we'd have Adam Pearce or CM Punk say that he talked to Adam Pearce, and well, he could turn in his opportunity for that NXT Championship whenever he pleased. He decided to do it that night when Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker went through a hell of a match already, and CM Punk would go on to defeat Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes would eventually get a rematch and would lose it. So for Carmelo Hayes, he's trying to return to the very top, trying to figure himself out here. Snapmare takedown. Carmelo Hayes off the ropes. Big brutal boot to the face of the NXT champion. And for Carmelo Hayes, he definitely wants to send a message, and a win over the NXT champion will certainly do it. He likes to call himself the guy. He likes to say, a lot of people like to say he is him. That means he's the top guy in professional wrestling. Big elbow. The Macho Man Randy Savage elbow. And wait a minute, that's the #1 contender and the man that CM Punk attacked after Chris Jericho defeated MJF. Carmelo Hayes rolling out of the ring. CM Punk was going to be ultimately defeating Carmelo Hayes, but having to deal with Chris Jericho at this moment. And I found this is not going to make CM Punk too happy whatsoever here. Now here comes Chris Jericho down to the ring. Carmelo Hayes still out. Chris Jericho can't hit him or this will end in a disqualification. No, but Punk hits him. Punk hits him for himself. And now a suicide dive. Suicide dive there. Referee has not rung the bell yet. This is still happening. And now Punk gonna throw out Jericho. And CM Punk gets the upper hand on Chris Jericho right now. You hate to see it. Two best in the world's gonna go at it here relatively soon. Jericho all happy about himself now. Jericho telling him, hey, look around, look behind you. It looks like Carmelo Hayes back in the ring, and oh, big boot to the face there. Right there of CM Punk. And Carmelo Hayes looking to put away Punk here. Oh, brutal maneuver. making that look oh so easy. And it seems like Carmelo Hayes may not be done either. Super kick right to the dome. And this very well could be all she wrote. Carmelo Hayes looking to pick up a massive win here. Leg drop to the back of the neck. That very well could be it. Is it enough? Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Carmelo Hayes picks up a win over CM Punk due to the help of Chris Jericho tonight. And that's gotta be, I'm thinking that's gotta be the game plan. The game plan from Jericho. See, he didn't try to fight back. He did everything in his power to make sure CM Punk, he got the upper hand on Jericho, but he made sure this young man Carmelo Hayes picked up a win, an upset win you necessarily could say, over the NXT champion tonight here live on NXT. He is him. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and here comes a woman formerly known as Kaylee Ray. Another name change for you here. Her name is Elba Fire, and she makes her way down to the ring. Lady obsessed with fire. She may as well set every single woman in this matchup on fire, because she is looking to set this match ablaze and walk out with the Miss Money in the Bank briefcase. Like we mentioned before, Peyton Royce was not able to work her contract in the terms of being able to, rework a contract, re-sign to NXT. So she's no longer here in NXT. No longer signed to NXT, I should say. So with that being said, she was Miss Money in the Bank. And, well, we'd love to have another Miss Money in the Bank, and that's what Bret the Hitman Hart is thinking. So he made this 6-woman NXT Miss Money in the Bank matchup. And we even signed new women to the NXT roster, welcoming Sonya Deville and Doudrop, the former Women's Tag Team Champions, there on the main roster. Sonya Deville and Doudrop. We'll see how they're going to fare here in the NXT plans and everything. One of them could very well walk out as the next Miss Money in the Bank. Plenty of potential. Even Dana Brooke here in NXT, plenty of potential with her. She has that main roster experience. Aaliyah, she has some experience here in NXT with, I believe, just one matchup. And Xia Li, she has had some experience there on SmackDown briefly before being brought here to NXT to grow and develop this women's division. With NXT needing help with superstars and kind of growing, we're trying to figure out their growing pains and everything with roster, issues or whatnot. I mean, I think that's Bret the Hitman Hart's doing the best that he can, trying to get talent where he sees fit, getting some trades here and there, bring in Sonya Deville, Doudrop over here to NXT. It's going to be a little bit more focus on the women's division for sure here on NXT, and there's nothing wrong with that. Seems like the men's and women's divisions are definitely trying to figure themselves out, definitely including from the NXT Championship, NXT Women's Championship. That's going to be a big factor in tonight's main event, or one of the, almost like a main event, I guess you could say, between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. As we wait for our next woman to make her way down to the ring, here comes Aaliyah. Makes her way down to the ring. Like I mentioned before, had one match here in NXT. I believe it was against Asuka back in the day. That was probably 6-7 years. Maybe she had another match after that, but I do remember the Asuka matchup. But Asuka had the upper hand on her at that time. So we'll see how finally getting some experience here on NXT will definitely maybe could drive her to be the next world champion here in NXT. But she's going to have to win this battle royal where anything can happen. Perfect strategy is waiting for these other 5 women to kind of dwindle down and then pick your right opportunity to throw the women over the top rope. As here comes the ever fire dangerous Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke's been here on NXT for a little bit now, but for Dana Brooke having to deal with being on both Raw and SmackDown in her career and being able to showcase her skills here in a, I guess you could say, a smaller audience per se. Very passionate NXT for sure. Very well could be walking out with that NXT Money in the Bank briefcase. Big opportunity for Dana Brooke. Can she do it? Can she become Miss Money in the Bank? She has the look, the physique, she has the mic skills. She certainly can do it. Big time opportunity for these 6 women to step up to the plate and make a moment for yourself, because you're essentially guaranteeing yourself to become the next world champion in the women's division. As we wait for Sonya Deville and Doudrop to make their way down to the ring. And for these women, they very well could win this matchup and then cash in on that women's championship matchup. So you could see Roxanne and Cora Jade beat the living crap out of each other, have a back and forth contest, and then somehow, some way, Sonya Deville would say she wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. She doesn't waste any time. She cashes in on those 2 women and ultimately walks out with the NXT Women's Championship. Hopefully I didn't just predict or spoil anything, because I certainly do not know who's winning this matchup. It's going to be one heck of a matchup, but if that were to happen, that'd be one crazy thing. You guys would probably want to know what lottery tickets to pick and what other things to become the next millionaire out there, or what gas station to get your local ticket at. And now we wait for Doudrop to make her way down to the ring. Former NXT, or not NXT, but former Women's Tag Team Champion there with Sonya Deville, like I mentioned before earlier. So we'll see how Doudrop and Sonya fare. Not only being a former champion, but becoming the next Miss Money in the Bank definitely will build up your career for the better, for sure.
And the good news is, Ms. Drop possesses the power to take what she wants.
I'm liking what I said, like what Bret Hart was, kind of adding more talent, kind of picking and choosing where he believes that he needs more talent, believing that he needs more women's talent for sure. So he's definitely bringing that, because obviously with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, those have been very contested as of late. But let's go ahead and get this Money in the Bank briefcase match underway. 6-woman battle royal. We'll see if Sonya Deville and Doudrop work together, or if it's going to be every woman for themselves. As elbow fire, kind of go to work there on Doudrop, but she eats a suplex there. Who do you guys think is going to be the first eliminated? If you get the right person, you get free donuts for a year. Just kidding, but this is a big time opportunity for these 6 women. You're putting it on the line just for an opportunity, man. It's just, you may not ever get this opportunity again, especially in a Money in the Bank matchup, where normally you gotta climb the ladder to do this, but for this opportunity, it's to become Miss Money in the Bank. You gotta win a battle royal. As Dana Brooke with a springboard, I guess you can call it a bulldog of sorts. And Dana Brooke's gonna be very careful with those high-risk maneuvers. You do not want to do that against the wrong person, or you will be easily eliminated. Still to come tonight in your main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Big time NXT Tag Team Championship main event, as it's going to be the Blackpool Combat Club's Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson taking on the Creed brothers. Cannot wait to see that main event tonight, as Dana Brooke may be next in line to be eliminated here, or I should say the first one to be eliminated. Brutal facebuster takes down Aaliyah momentarily. Aaliyah doing the right thing, rolling underneath the rope, so if one of these women try to eliminate her, it would not count. As Aaliyah looking to eliminate elbow fire, and she does. Now we are down to 5. Now, so Sonya Deville trying to eliminate her tag team partner. Can she do it? Dana Brooke, gonna look for the head scissors, but Doudrop could be in trouble. Sonya Deville only caring for herself at this very moment. Can she do it? But Dewdrop just too strong for Sonya Deville at this very moment. Keeps herself in the matchup. And I mean, with these women right now, I would definitely favor Dewdrop just with the strength and power that she brings to the table, honestly. Usually there's a lot of times where the other superstars target the favorites in the matchup. Alba Fire got eliminated first. We'll see how the rest of this matchup will be faring. And if I'm Cora Jade Roxanne Perez, I'm definitely keeping an eye on this because, you know, with a kind of, you can kind of see what different personalities these women bring to the table. So you'd be like, okay, hey, I don't think they're going to cash in tonight. Or I'd be like, oh crap, I need to keep an eye out not just on, you know, my opponent tonight, but I definitely need to keep an eye out on a potential cash in later on in the night. Storming neckbreaker there from Aaliyah. Take down Dana Brooks. Sonya Deville just got taken down by Xia Li. Now Aaliyah takes down Xia Li. Aaliyah looking really good here. Could she eliminate Dewdrop? Imagine this. A lot of back and forth you go. A lot of future in this NXT women's division. Xia Li coming right after Aaliyah though. She must see something that a lot of momentum building up in her favor, so she's probably like, oh hey, you know, I need to stop her before she gets going too fast here. But if I was Xia Li, you know, just try to let her eliminate that woman because it's going to favor you in the long run. Back and forth we go. Now Aaliyah trying to take it to Dewdrop, and she does with that neck breaker. Or I should say DDT. Now Xia Li from behind, dragging down Sonya Deville by her hair. Certainly not the best way you ever want to be taken down, for sure, if ever. Dewdrop, or I should say Dana Brooks starting to fire up. And now, oh, Sonya Deville with elimination. No! Dana Brooke keeps herself in this matchup. I thought maybe for a moment Dana Brooke would have been eliminated, but Sonya Deville not able to eliminate her. Now Dana Brooke might eliminate Sonya. Imagine it. It could happen. And yes, it does. Dewdrop the crossbody to Dana Brooke after Dana Brooke eliminated Sonya Deville. Now we are down to 4. Who is going to be Miss Money in the Bank, ladies and gentlemen? Spear. And now we are down to 3. Xia Li, Dewdrop, and Dana Brooke. This is what Xia Li and Dana Brooke needed. Oh my goodness. Dana Brooke walked right into that one. That is not Xia Li's fault. She didn't target her. But wrong place, wrong time for Dana. So we'll see if Dewdrop can try to eliminate Xia Li, because I think if she does, it's definitely going to favor her at this moment. Now, Dewdrop going to look to eliminate Xia Li. Very close, and she does. Now Brooke trying to come from behind. Here comes Dana Brooke. And now from behind. Slowly but sure. Oh, uh-oh. I certainly would not try to go high risk here. And she's, at least it worked in her favor. Dana Brooke working on momentum right now. Can she become Miss Money in the Bank here? Into the corner we go. Dana Brooke. Beautiful maneuver. Dewdrop is in trouble right now. And now Dana. Beautiful neck breaker as well. We could be just mere moments away for Dana Brooke becoming the new Miss Money in the Bank. Dewdrop does not know where she is right now. Just being thrown all over the place, making it look very, very badly in her favor. And now Dana Brooke putting final touches on that. Beautiful, big time, powerful maneuver. Dewdrop is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like she may be mere moments from being eliminated. And no, wait, no, Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke eliminating herself, essentially. Dewdrop countering her. And just like that, Dewdrop is the new Miss Money in the Bank. Final moments of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Dana Brooke looking to eliminate her right there. Dewdrop, final reversal. And Miss Money in the Bank. Big win for Dewdrop. The new face of NXT after being traded to NXT from Raw. Congratulations to Doudrop.
Hop in there and celebrate with them.
Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Both of these women, they former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. They know how prestigious this NXT Women's Championship is. Referee rang that bell. Here we go. Cora Jade and Roxanne. They know each other oh so well. Middle of that ring. The big question is, what are they going to be able to do? They're going to go to the very top. They're going to put everything on the line. Blood, sweat, and tears. And for Bret Hart, we were actually able to ask him earlier on tonight, hey, so why did you pick Roxanne? Why did you pick Cora Jade? There's plenty of other superstars you could have went with, but Bret Hart explained that, you know, unfortunately with Emma leaving, or having some visa issues, pardon me, that he had to make a tough decision, and he believes that Roxanne and Cora Jade are the future of NXT, and a lot of these other women are just kind of newly signed or whatever, and he's been liking what Cora Jade and Roxanne bring to the table every single week. So he believes that Roxanne and Cora Jade were the two top superstars to slug it out and get that opportunity for the NXT Women's Championships.
Roxanne Perez has proven herself to be quite the competitor, Corey.
And for Roxanne, one of the biggest names signings here in NXT, Cora Jade for sure up there as well. So be very curious to see how these tag team partners are going to be handling the win after this matchup. You can definitely feel some tension in the air to begin this matchup. We'll see how it fares by the end of the matchup. Well, these women need to get back in the ring. We'd hate to see a draw. Is Cora Jade going to toss Roxanne all the way down the end? Referee had a 7, I believe. Roxanne doing the right thing, getting herself back in the ring, pardon me. A count out victory. I don't think necessarily. I mean, a win's a win. I guess it would be a championship win, but it wouldn't be the best for all of you guys want to see it all. Here we go, pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? No, Cora Jade with an easy kick out there. Roxanne trying to figure out what she wants to do to Cora Jade. Big time flying uppercut. Takes down Cora Jade. And now Roxanne setting up Cora Jade. Roxanne looking to become the next NXT Women's Champion. Flying crossbody. Turning her inside out. And now pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough for a new champion? Oh, so close. I think she grabbed the bottom rope, but I don't think the referee acknowledged it. But Cora Jade seemed to kick out anyway, as Jade with a big elbow to the knee, slowing down the momentum of Cora Jade, or I should say Roxanne. Oh, look at this. Beautiful maneuver from Cora Jade. New champion possibly. 2. No, Roxanne kicks out at the last second. Cora Jade absolutely frustrated with herself. Wait a minute, Cora Jade, high risk, high reward situation. Oh my goodness. What a senton to Roxanne. Cora Jade putting it all on the line to put away Roxanne. Oh, we got a submission hold here. Right there on that left knee too, man. Just too much damage. Referee may need to go out there and just break it up real quick. Like we all noticed, these women, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, they've gone through a little bit of hell. They started off 0-2 as a tag team. Slow start, eventually becoming the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Here we go. Pinfall again. Is this enough? Yes, it is. Cora Jade is the new NXT Women's Champion. Roxanne Perez very frustrated with herself. Sportsmanship. Oh, wait a minute. These two are... The frustration is brewing between them, but Cora Jade with the NXT Women's Championship win tonight. Big win. It is main event time, ladies and gentlemen. the Creed brothers will be taking on the NXT North American Champion Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. Who do you guys think is walking out with the NXT Tag Team Championships? Big time opportunity for both. Personally, with how everything's been going with these last couple months with these big wins that the Creed brothers have picked up as of late, honestly, no offense to the Blackpool Combat Club, but it would totally make sense for the Creed brothers to win this matchup. But you never know. This is going to be a tough test for both teams here. Blackpool Combat Club taking on the Creed brothers. And there is your NXT North American Champion. Had a hell of a opening bout tonight against Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss. Good back and forth matchup, but ultimately it was ultimately the team of Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, the Blackpool Combat Club, able to dig down deep. Bryan looked great, Moxley looked great. There was time in that matchup where I honestly thought Gulak and Madcap Moss were going to be able to, you could almost say, like, get an upset victory, but you know, that leadership of Moxley and the will of Bryan Danielson were too much for Gulak and Madcap Moss. Plenty of potential for that team of Madcap Moss and Drew Gulak, but just not tonight. The question is for both teams, obviously they're not going to be 100%, but who's closest to being 100%? Both teams went through hell tonight. You know, I honestly want to say the Creed brothers honestly might be in a favorable role at the moment, but I mean, it's even if they are really injured type of thing, it doesn't quite honestly matter too much, because even if you're really hurt, you're going to be able to push through the pain, especially when you have a opportunity at becoming the new tag team champions here in NXT. Bryan fought hard for years to get out of retirement. He was able to, and then eventually became WWE champion. Even had to go to become a bad guy here in WWE to keep a championship around his waist. Had a faction with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, the New Foundation, a couple of years back. And Bryan Danielson finds himself in a tag team once again. You got Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. We haven't had any more word from Wardlow. Wardlow, a part of the Blackpool Combat Club. We'll eventually see where Wardlow comes into things again. Wardlow for sure will be back, but just we don't know in the capacity. Hopefully he'll be back for the Blackpool Combat Club, but you know, anything is very well possible. Wardlow was pretty good here for the Blackpool Combat Club with massive wins, but we'll see how he fares tonight for this NXT Tag Team Championship main event. Those are the prestigious NXT Tag Team Championships. A lot of big tag teams have held those championships over the years. Who is going to be next in line for those? Referee ringing that bell. Here we go. Got Brutus and Jon Moxley going at it here. And being able to call yourself the NXT Tag Team Champions is one hellacious thing in the terms of, not just hellacious, I guess, but this is the stuff that you have to put yourself through to become the best tag team in all of NXT. A lot of big name superstars, tag teams have held those championships. The likes of, obviously, I definitely named the Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, one of the best NXT Tag Team Champions we've ever had. Sanity up there, AOP. I could literally go on for hours and hours with big time tag teams we've had here in NXT. The Revival, definitely up there for sure. But the Creed brothers and the Blackpool Combat Club are looking to add themselves as the new tag team champions. If you're going with experience, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley for sure. But if you're going based off momentum and what the Creed brothers have been doing these last couple months, for sure the Creed brothers. Yes, they didn't win the NXT Tag Team Championships at the Vengeance Day pay-per-view, the NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day pay-per-view, but they're very close at times. That's Brutus. Brutal suplex, or I should say powerbomb, pardon me. And now slowly going to dissect Bryan Danielson at this very moment. As you guys are tuning in right now, we've seen 2 new developments tonight. We've seen Doudrop, the new NXT Miss Money in the Bank, as well as Cora Jade, able to defeat Roxanne for the NXT Women's Championship. Cora Jade, the new NXT Women's Champion, after it was vacated after Emma is having visa issues and will not be back for a good while. And if you guys can see, there's definitely some tension between Cora Jade and Roxanne. Remember, both these women are a tag team here in NXT. So, with that being said, there's plenty of, you know, I guess you can't say jealousy, because Roxanne has been there for Cora Jade, but, you know, Roxanne probably just a little frustrated with herself. You know, she wanted to win the NXT Women's Championship and ultimately did not walk out with it. But she'll definitely be there for Cora Jade for sure, despite not giving her a handshake after the matchup. Nice swinging neck breaker there from Brutus. Another pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? Not just yet, though. Moxley not going to go down without a fight. Uh-oh. Moxley, what's he thinking about doing? Oh, big elbows. Big elbows at the back of the skull. Jon Moxley just taking way too much time here. And wait a minute, big old power bomb there, takes down Moxley. Those first 2 tag matches that we saw earlier on tonight, they were very special. Got to see the talent in the tag team division. And with Moxley and Bryan Danielson coming to the tag team division, we're getting a little taste as Julius, just that blood flowing right through that right side of his face there. Big punches to the ribs, or maybe even to the abdominal section there. Julius all fired up. He needs to stand Jon Moxley, but Moxley gets the tag to Bryan Danielson. Both teams for sure not going to be 100%. Fighting through the pain right now in your main event for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Big drop kick there from Bryan. New champions possibly? No. Brutus right there to break it right up. They'll go for DDT again, trying to mess up the face even more, but Julius not going to allow that. Oh, look at this. Oh, single leg, back body drop. Highly effective. And now here comes the tag, going to get Brutus into the ring. Bryan doing the right thing, rolling out of the ring. Oh, but Brutus has his sights on the North American champion. Big punch there, and now Brutus. Oh no, not the Moxley. Brutal. Oh goodness, Moxley being busted wide open. I said it in the match before with Bryan and Moxley. You could really breathe on Moxley, and he would literally be bleeding all over the place. Now, just like that, the Blackpool Combat Club are in trouble at this very moment. The Creed brothers capitalize that right now. They need to stay on Bryan right now. One of the best of all time here in WWE. Uh-oh. Oh, look at this. Ooh, okay. We saw that earlier on tonight by the Creed brothers. Will this be enough? 2. Oh, Bryan kicked at the very last second. I don't think Moxley would have been able to break it up, if I'm honest with you. And now it's time for Julius to put away Bryan. Oh, look at Julius. He's fired up. He's ready to put him away, but taking too much time. Backbreaker into a flatliner. This NXT Tag Team division is about to be turned on its head. So many athletic superstars in this tag team division. The future is hella bright. Now Julius with a brutal suplex. Okay. Is Moxley trying to recuperate after being busted open just a mere moments ago. If the Blackpool Combat Club want to get back in this matchup, they need to get a tag. I would definitely say Jon Moxley is in trouble at this very moment. Blood dripping through the top of his temple. But I think that honestly just motivates Moxley even more. Just blood, sweat, and tears even more. Just Moxley is not afraid of his own side of blood, certainly. Now Moxley targeting the open cut there of Julius. Certainly, if this was an Extreme Rules matchup, Moxley would absolutely love this. Brutal back and forth. Moxley with an elbow to the sternum. Julius needs to get a tag to Brutus right now because continuing to take too much damage is not going to favor him at all. Here we go with a tag. Let's see what Blackpool Combat Club have in store. Big clothesline. Bryan trying to decide what he wants to do here. Uh-oh. We all know what this is going to be. Bryan, running knee. Running knee. Is this it? 1, 2. No. Julius kicks out as he loses half of the blood on his face. Jon Moxley was so confident that he was standing on the top right of your screen by the barricade, talking to the fans. He was believing it was game over, but Julius digging down deep and able to kick out. And now Bryan has to go back to the well, has to try and decide what he needs to do to put away the Creed brothers. Look at Bryan, he's cutting off Julius as much as he can. Trying to tell him no. And now Bryan again with these brutal haymakers and now showing that technical wrestling side with that wrestling slam there. When you have two former superstars, WWE main roster superstars like Moxley and Bryan Danielson, where if they've won big time championships on the main roster as a pile driver, takes down Julius, pinfall, but right there broken up by Brutus. But Moxley, like we mentioned before, former Intercontinental Champion, former United States Champion, former Tag Team Champion. Moxley has done it all. Pinfall, 2. Oh, so close to a 3 count. Brutus breaking it up at the very last second. And that has got Moxley all fired up, but Moxley doing the right thing for himself, getting the tag. Probably just trying to clean up some of that blood on his face as well. And now Bryan running knee, no. Julius saw that, had it well scouted. Now, ooh, brutal power slam, okay. Into a clothesline, okay. Brutal maneuver. Pinfall opportunity. Referee right there. 2. Bryan right there. Or able to, I should say, able to kick out. And now, Julius coming right after Moxley. And rightfully so, the crowd is saying tag team wrestling. Rightfully so, like I just said, this is a tag team clinic. 2 of arguably the best tag teams here in NXT going to war tonight. Off the ropes we go. Snap suplex. Folding in like a lawn chair. But just like that, here comes Brutus. Brutus looking to get some work going on here on Bryan Danielson. Both these superstars probably don't have as much damage done to them, you could say, as he just easily tosses Bryan in. Brutus needs to stay on Bryan right now. Try to slow down the offensive maneuvers here. Moxley was going to try to get a tag there, but Brutus is saying, not going to allow that to happen. Brutus all fired up. Bryan just trying to figure out where he's at. You could feel it out of him. I'm very surprised by that decision. Brutus bringing in his brother. See, that's going to be the best idea. He's going to hit him with a gut wrench suplex. Brutal maneuver for sure, but a bit of back and forth here as both these teams are just draining each other. Blood for blood, eye for an eye in this matchup. These guys are going to war. Oh, look at this. Armbar, an armbar. It's not a false count anywhere, but it's certainly going to do some damage. Referee already at a 4. Bryan Danielson trying to rip the arm off here. And he is just wrenching that bad boy in right now. But able to somehow finally get out of it. Both these men need to get back in the ring though. You'd hate to see a count out. Look at that blood on both sides of the face there of Julius. He has sustained a lot of damage right now. I personally love what Julius is doing in terms of wanting to fight through it, but your brother has not gone through everything that you're going through right now. Tag in your brother. We would not be ashamed of you. Moxley, big haymakers there. Uh-oh, Moxley. Oh, no, Moxley was getting reversed there. Northern Lights suplex. Back and forth, a big-time main event right now. One of the best in a very long time here. As both men at a stalemate here. Moxley with a takedown. I'm going to attack that face that's busted wide open, man. This is just horrendous. Opportunity pinfall here. Brutus once again being right there for Julius. Moxley trying to take out Brutus, do some damage to him. Anything to get that win. And now Moxley, is he thinking about getting a tag? Looks like he may. Brought him down to Bryan. And get a tag slowly but surely. Gonna dissect Julius here. Oh no, not the arms, not the arms. Oh goodness. Shoulder bump into, oh my, oh, the legs should definitely not be stretched out like that. And now Julius, all of a sudden, that little bit of adrenaline flowing through him. Swing of that leg, was that enough? 2. Huge kick out from Bryan. Big tag there from Julius. Gonna get Brutus back in the ring here. And maybe Brutus doesn't feel comfortable enough to finish this matchup, honestly. Just listen, from what I've seen, Julius has been in this match a lot longer than Brutus. John Moxley getting tagged in. Frequent tags from the Blackpool Combat Club here. And now, wait a minute. Moxley, dirty deeds. Dirty deeds to Brutus. Pinfall opportunity. But Julius right there to break it up. They're not going to go down without breaking it up until the very, very end here. Now, oh my goodness. That clothesline turning Brutus inside out. I don't know how much more this young man's going to have. These guys are definitely going to be taken to the local hospital after what they've gone through tonight. Especially Julius and John Moxley, man. Busted wide open, pulling each other through hell. And now Moxley. Uh-oh, pile driver time. Right there. Trying to break the neck of Brutus there. Moxley not done. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, Brutus. Key reversal. Back and forth again. Oh, that snap suplex into a pinfall. Can he steal one? 2. No. And now Julius going to get tagged into the ring. Can Julius put away Moxley? Or can Moxley put away Julius? Big clothesline turning Julius inside out. Moxley feels like he has this matchup well in store, but Julius, is this the last ditch effort to put it away Moxley? And that arm is not going to be feeling too good after this matchup. Every arm, every leg, every ligament, and everybody's body in this matchup for sure is going to be hurting for sure. Big haymaker from Moxley right there, the open wound. You could definitely feel from from Julius's side, everything's a little bit slower at this moment because he's losing a lot of blood right now. Moxley's used to losing blood. He's used to that. And now Bryan. Oh, he's going to that place one more time. Looking to hit that running knee. Running knee there to Julius. But he's not going to go for the pinfall, surprisingly. Oh, he's going to go for another one. Running knee again. Just for safe measures. 1. No, Brutus again. And look at Moxley again. He thought he had this in the bag. And now he's going to hit him with a stunner. And down goes Brutus at ringside. Perfect opportunity for Bryan to maybe put him away here. Into a neck breaker. Oof. Very, very vicious from Bryan. Go for the pinfall now while Brutus is down here. But again, just dissecting the Creed brothers. Keeping Julius in this matchup. This man surprisingly has kept fighting. He's a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Julius is not going to back down. He's going to do the right thing. Roll out of the ring. No, wait a minute. Moxley through the middle rope. Suicide dive. Holy cow. Referee made sure to start his count off really fast here. Both these men need to get back in the ring. Putting on a hell of a matchup, an absolute banger classic here for these Tag Team Championships. Referee already at a 5 here. At a 6. Be ashamed to have a count out here. Moxley back in the ring. Both these teams, like I've mentioned, I could say it over and over again, but arguably the two best tag teams we have here in NXT. Dirty Deeds to Julius. Is that it? Pinfall opportunity, but another breakup by Julius, or from Brutus to Julius. And now, here comes Moxley. Another pile driver. Certainly that has to be it. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. These guys went to war, man. Holy cow. That's literally one of the best main events I've seen in a very, very long time. These two teams, man, these guys need a standing ovation from what we just witnessed, man. These guys put their life on the line to walk out with those NXT championships, and they did it tonight. Moxley hit a pile driver. He is a 2 title holder now. So not only is the NXT Tag Team Championships, but he also has the North American Championship. Big win for Moxley and Bryan Danielson tonight, live here on NXT.